Hi there, I'd just like to do an update on the horrific events happening in Australia. As most people will already be aware, there's been a horrific attack where at least 11 lives have been lost by the gunman, and one of the gunmen has been shot by police, so we've got a total of 12. A second gunman is apparently in a critical condition in police custody, and the police are considering looking for a third suspect in this horrible event. So the story is obviously evolving every time you refresh your pages on social media or indeed Google, etc. And one of the most horrific things that I've noted, I mean, the whole event's horrific, and I'm going to show you some videos, the ones I feel are safe to show in a minute or two. And it's quite horrific what we're all seeing in front of us, and you'll obviously be aware that the channel's under a bit of suppression just now, so there's a lot of videos that I'm not going to put out there, but I have seen videos of the crowd being given, emergency CPR by bystanders. I saw one video where the accused was being held by police, and some of the locals, one man in particular, went up and booted him clean in the jaw, which you can understand these things. But I'm not going to show the violence and the people dying on the video, because there's no point. The video will just be taken down. But I will show you a couple of videos I want to look at. But something that's came to light recently on the whole event was the car. And the guy's car was parked nearby, and it was found to have IEDs in it, which have been confirmed by the police as now been safe, and have taken the car away. But this is just horrific. There's other updates coming in with 2 pipe bombs apparently being flung during the attack. Unfortunately, neither of them detonated, but the report has confirmed now that there's been 2 pipe bombs thrown at the scene, which is just incredible. So I just want to go through the key points, particularly the most recent points. One thing I found quite different from the United Kingdom, we did see an attack at a synagogue recently, and I don't believe that was ever described as a terror attack. But in Australia, they called this quite quick as a terror attack, which is right. They're both acts of terror, but I found that quite peculiar because I live in the United Kingdom, and we tend not to. We could, these are lone wolves and one-offs and all that nonsense. Well, you can be a one-off and a lone wolf, and it can still be a terror attack. So it's quite warming actually to hear the Australians call this quite quickly and correctly as a terror attack, and fair play to them. So just to give you the sort of update and the stuff that we know so far, as much as I can. So the mass shooting was at Bondi Beach today. It's been declared a terror incident that deliberately targeted the Jewish community during Hanukkah celebrations. At least 12 confirmed dead, one of them being one of the gunmen, and 29 others are injured. So that could rise, unfortunately. Out of the 11 civilians, there was a British-born Rabbi, Eli Schlanger, and an Israeli citizen. 29 people taken to hospital, including 2 police officers who were in a serious condition after surgery. There's now been recently another victim named who was actually a Holocaust survivor. Can you imagine that? Imagine surviving the Holocaust and not surviving a day out at Bondi Beach. That's a world we live in. So the 2 gunmen opened fire on the crowd with long guns from a bridge near the beach at Archers Park. 1 gunman was killed by police at the scene. The second alleged shooter is in a critical condition in police custody. I won't wish him well. One of the attackers has been identified as law enforcement as 24-year-old Navid Akram. This is another thing that they do abroad. It'll be a bit different from the United Kingdom. We'd probably not know his name by now if this was in the UK. And the police are currently investigating the possibility of a third gunman. IEDs were found in a car linked to Navid Akram, and it's been secured and removed by bomb disposal unit. So a bystander identified as some as Ahmad Al-Ahmad was hailed as a genuine hero by New South Wales Premier Chris Minns for tackling and disarming one of the attackers. Got a wee video of that to show you in a second. And an act captured in video that may have saved countless lives. The New South Wales Police Commissioner officially declared it a terror attack due to the targeting of Hanukkah event and items found in the scene. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese condemned the attack as an act of evil anti-Semitism. So there was something else I found on, the guy who they have named, Akram, he was known to police, but not considered an immediate risk or an immediate threat. How they may wish they could rewind the clock on that one. I'm just going through some latest just to make sure I've got everything up to date. That's before I show you some videos. And the alleged suspect was known to security services, but not an immediate threat. Now, during this, London's Met Police have increased community patrols to reassure Jewish people in the British capital following the attack. And Akram was from Pakistan originally, apparently Lahore, and he studied at Hamad University in Islamabad before moving to Sydney as a student to study at Central Queensland University in Sydney. He was a bricklayer and recently lost his job, which is a factor being examined by the police as to motive. Quite not sure how that would include another two people, but they'll investigate it nonetheless. Now, here's a bit peculiar, because this happens quite a lot and I always find this odd. His driving licence was found at the scene. Now, what was that, found in the street or found in his pocket? Who knows? But that's how they've been able to identify him so quickly. The boy, a Holocaust survivor, Alex Kleitman, has been confirmed as one of the dead. That's just pretty horrific, to be honest. I mean, it's horrific enough. How can it be more horrific? But it would appear that makes it a wee bit more horrific. In my eyes, now, I'm just going to show you a couple of 3 videos, actually. The first one is, looks like a bar restaurant, obviously close to the scene, where the civilians in it are clambering for their own safety. Shit! Fuck! Pretty horrific. The second one is, this is the gunman getting his, I'll just put that back to the start. This is the gunman being attacked, being restrained by a member of the public. I'm quite unsure why he didn't take his brains out, but you can hear other shots going on. I would imagine that's his accomplice. But that man really done well not to pull the trigger there, but that is the guy I believe is now dead, the one with the black shirt. But one act of bravery by that man. He's went up. Now he's thought, I best put the gun down because the police are going to turn up in a minute.
Mec, hyper courageux.
Coming.
Oh.
And as you see here, the camera goes to the right. That's the other guy with a gun at the other side of the bridge. Some bravery, that man, I tell you. And you see, fast forward this a wee bit, he goes up there eventually and joins his accomplice on the bridge.
What?
There, the next video shows that a wee bit clearer. That's him joined the bridge where they were eventually detained by the police. So pretty horrific stuff there. I have got other videos, but I'm not willing to put them out. One just out of, I think, some of them with bad taste. But this video would just get taken down with YouTube. Probably all seen them. We've seen, camera guys walking through the carnage, obviously minutes after the attack, and there's people just lying all over the place, some of them getting a heart massage by bystanders. There's no paramedics or police in those scenes. There's another one doing the rounds where the two accomplices are held by the police on the bridge. One of them was obviously dead at that point, we don't know which one, and a guy just runs up and boots him clean in the head, and you can kind of understand why this guy obviously witnessed the carnage that these two guys had created, and you can kind of understand why people would be upset like that. And quite a horrific scene, and it seems to be developing. I would imagine we will hear more of this over the next few hours, and I just hope and pray that the death toll of 11 civilians plus the one gunman, which I'm not too bothered about, hopefully that doesn't rise, and hopefully if the third potential gunman is to become a full suspect, then he'll be taken to task as soon as possible. So thanks for tuning in. If you want others to see this video in about 5 or 10 minutes, it'll be out not as a non-live, it'll be a normal video. Click a like, click a share, put your comments below, because they all reset once it's not alive anymore. If you've not already done so, please double check the subscribe button, because a lot of people are telling me, friends and close friends at that they suddenly become unsubscribed. So a lot of people subscribe to the channel are no longer subscribed, and we really need the subscribers, because the shift in the algorithm now, it kind of only has subscribers that see my video. It's very unusual for non-subscribers to see them. And just hopes and prayers with the people in Australia that the death toll doesn't rise any further, and those that are injured can make a full and frank and full recovery to this. So unless you're the type of person that thinks it's okay to run about any type of beach at any time of year with guns and pipe bombs and IEDs in your car, and not you, but everyone else, have a great day. Cheery, bye now.